Joe Hopkins here, and which Strat is best Strat, right? I own a couple of Stratocaster style guitars, right? I've played a lot of Stratocaster style guitars over the years. You know, I've played a lot of Fenders and I played a lot of other brands. My dad has a pretty nice Fender. Fender Strat, it's like purple and has the humbucker and the bridge position and all that kind of stuff. It's nice. I really like it. I've played a lot of Strats, but I own 3 Strats and one that is basically a Strat by a different name. I'll explain that in a little bit. But which one is the best kind of depends on your budget and what you're looking for. I know I've said that a lot. You want definitively, this is the best one. But it depends on how much money you have, right? It really does. So let's start with, we'll start with this one. This is my Hard Luck Kings Bombshell, right? And I'll put a link in the description below to, let's see, a couple of these sites, 3 of them. And the 4th one, there isn't a link for them. But anyway, I'll explain that too. I'll put a link to Hard Luck Kings down there. This is my Hard Luck Kings Bombshell. It's their Strat style guitar. Yeah, I really like this guitar. This one I got on their daily deals for 200 bucks, but with shipping and setup, it came to around 300, right around $300. So we'll say this is a $300 guitar. Prices may vary depending on whether you're paying full price or getting it on clearance or their deals. A lot of times I've seen the Bombshells go on their daily deals a lot. So, you know, keep your eye on it. If the color you like comes up, the guitar you want on their website, it's good to, if you want one of their guitars, check out their daily deals every day until what you want gets on there. This is the one I actually wanted. I was kind of surprised to see it for sale on there for a, you know, a little bit of a discount. I forget how much. Like I said, this was down to 200. Their Strat is very, very good. You know what I mean? I like Strats, and this is a damn good one. It plays really well. The setup was done excellently. So, you know, if you buy from them, I'd say get the setup. The intonation is right on. The feel is really good. I didn't get the low strings setting on this one. I got it kind of like medium low, you know, because sometimes I want to break out the slide. And if you have the real low string height on it, then you start bumping frets and it doesn't sound quite the way you want. So unlike my Strat, my Tele, I kind of like playing slide guitar, but you can get a lower action than what I have on here. And it came set up really well. The frets are really level, so if I wanted to lower the string height some more, I probably could. In fact, I most certainly could. They're very well done frets, very, very good guitar. It really is a professional level instrument, you know? And I like the colors they got. I got this real crazy lime green, but they have other colors and, you know, varying prices. I've seen sometimes they'll have like some really wild paint jobs on them and then they cost a little bit more. But they're good looking guitars. They're good playing guitars. Definitely a good brand to go with. All the hardware is real nice, you know? The switch works really well. I'm not real big on Strat style tremolos, but the tremolo works fine for, you know, for what it is. It's a Strat style tremolo, and it, you know, works as well as any other Strat style tremolo. The pickups sound really good on this, really clear. This probably has my favorite pickups of all the Strats I have, to be honest with you. It's just an excellent, excellent instrument. So that's definitely up there. That's one to consider if you want to buy a Strat. I'd say as far as the pickups go, this is the best one I have. This is my favorite. And as far as, well, I don't know, looks, I think it looks cool. Right? It looks like a Strat, but it's green. I like green. So that's definitely a cool, cool guitar. That's a good Strat. My other Strat, just did a review on it a little bit ago. My Donner, right? Donner, this is 200 bucks. But for 200 bucks, you also get the micro amp. This thing sounds good for being like that small. I'm trying to pull it further. I got it plugged in. It came with a cable and a tuner, a really nice gig bag, some really good stuff, you know, extra strings, the whole deal. And I'd say as far as playability, this one actually plays better than the Hard Luck Kings. Not by a ton, but by a little bit. It's enough that you kind of notice, right? You'd think the tuners would be less good on this one than the Hard Luck Kings one, but they're not. They're different tuners, but they both work just as well. One thing about the Donner, it was not set up as well as the Hard Luck Kings. Obviously, Hard Luck Kings does a setup. So the string height and all of that, the fretwork is all excellent. The intonation isn't done as well. It was close, right? All but the low E string I really had to adjust a little bit. Other than that, it was all really close. You can feel the hardware is all solidly good. Not as good as the Hard Luck Kings. Once again, this is a different instrument. And the pickups, I like them. If I had to choose, let's say, because, you know, if I had to choose between these two, which is better on what? Honestly, the Donner plays better. The Hard Luck Kings has better hardware, better pickups, better fit and finish. But the Donner, I got to admit, it does play a little bit better as far as just playability. You know, the string height is set about the same. It just seems to play better. I don't even really know why, because, you know, they're pretty comparable to each other. But definitely an excellent guitar, especially for $200 and it comes with all that other stuff. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good deal. You might have to make a few adjustments on yours, like I had to do on mine, but it wasn't that big a deal. It's not like I had to really adjust everything. I didn't even have to touch the truss rod. And I do like the finish on this. My wife said she doesn't like the pick guard all that much, that tortoiseshell pick guard. She said it looked better with a different pick guard. I kind of like the tortoiseshell, but I do like the finish on it. Very traditional looking. Unlike my green one, which is very wild and crazy looking. It's nice to have both, you know, wild and crazy and traditional. And I'll go to my third Strat. They don't make these anymore. This is my Harmony H80T. And this thing is one guitar I can attest to the build quality because I've owned this since 1995. And if you're looking for one, you can see I got all the stickers on it. It's nice black on black. If you're looking for a guitar like this, one of these old Harmonies, if you wanted one, they're not hard to find. They made a pile of these, and the used market is full of them. So, you know, they cost about, what, between $80 to $120, depending on what kind of condition you got them in. I think I paid $90 for this back in '95, and they really haven't gone up in price. And like I said, they're not hard to find. The used market is full of them. The frets have really held up well, because, I mean, I bought it used in '95. This is from the '80s. And the frets, I mean, to be honest with you, if I polished them up, you could almost pass this off as new. The fret ends, the fretwork is not as good as the Hard Luck Kings or the Donner. But I mean, it was a budget guitar back in the '80s. Fretwork on budget guitars has improved greatly. But as far as a guitar that will literally stand the test of time, my God, everything still works solidly well on it. I think the arm on the 5-way switch I've bent and had to bend back, so it's still a little bent. I've beat this guitar up. I've gigged with it. I've done everything with it. It's fairly playable. It's playable enough. Let me put it that way. I should probably lower the string height. I used to use this for slide a lot, so I got the string height set kind of high. As far as what kind of setup you're going to get, it depends on what you buy. It's the used market. But these things are just an absolute battle horse of a guitar. I mean, this one still has, it's got rust on the tremolo. Not a lot of it, but there's a little bit. Just, I've beat the hell out of this thing. I have no idea where the tremolo arm is. I can't find it, and I tried buying another one, but it's hard to find one that'll fit this. I don't know why the harmony is different than everything else, but it is. The threads are different. I don't know. Maybe I'll try again sometime. But yeah, the finish has held up pretty well. It's got some chips and dings in it from over the years. But this is a guitar, people always ask me, yeah, but how does it hold up over time? This one, I can attest to the fact that it holds up over time. I've beat the hell out of it, and it shows. If, you know, you could hold this guitar in your hands and look over it, this thing has been just beat straight to hell. Finish is wearing off on the back. Man, I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's from my belt buckle. That's like there's actually a groove dug into the finish there. I don't know if you can see it. The finish is still on it. If you want to know how good their finish is, but there's a groove in the finish going right across it. This thing is awesome, actually. I recorded a lot of songs with it, gigged a lot with it. If you want something that you know will last, man, if you find these on the used market, they're probably already old. But if you get one as good as mine, it ain't going anywhere. It'll last for decades. Mine has. Mine has lasted literally for decades. That thing is older than some of my viewers. And finally, this is not a Strat. This is my Glarry Burning Fire. But it really is a Strat. Take a look at it. We'll compare it to a Strat, right? Look, put it right in front of it. It's the same shape. It's the same hardware. This thing has, it's kind of like Super Strat style. 2 humbuckers with a single coil in the middle. You know, 5-way switch, 1 tone, 1 volume, and it was $100 with free shipping. I think they have a Burning Fire 2 that's supposed to be nicer. I think it costs like another $20 above that, but this was $100. And it has all the Strat stuff, even has a Strat tremolo. And for $100, I'd say this isn't as good as the Hard Luck Kings. It's not as good as the Donner. It's not as good as my Harmony. But it's $100 for a brand new guitar that, wow, I've already beat up the finish a little bit there. I'm hard on my guitars. These things do not sit in cases. They get played, all of them. I own a lot of guitars and I play all of them. But yeah, this is basically a Strat by another name. It's a lumpy Strat. See, it's got all the lumps on it, make it look like a flame, but it's a Strat with just, you know, contours or whatever. So I would imagine if you buy a Strat from Glarry, it's probably same hardware, same setup, same all of that junk. And it's pretty good for $100. I mean, I play this guitar. I've recorded with it. I can't complain, man. It does its job, and it sounds relatively decent. So there you go. That's 3 Strats and 1 lumpy Strat. I'll call it my lumpy Strat. You see it's got the lumps over, but still a dual cut. Same kind of thing. It's a Strat. Come on. As soon as I got it, I looked at it and said, oh, that's just a Strat. But it's decent. So there's some Strats for you. I gotta say, if you're looking to buy a Strat, if you don't own a Strat, it's good to have a standard Stratocaster in your lineup. Another nice thing about the Donner, before I finish up here, it actually has coil splitting. So you can have 3 single coils or the humbucker, right? Which is nice. You can get various tones. But it's nice to have a Strat. And a lot of people get them because, like for a first guitar, because they're inexpensive, right? Most brands, budget brands, you look at the cheapest guitar they have, it's usually their Telecaster style guitar with the Strat just a couple bucks above that. And it's really what makes Teles and Strats so great to start out with. They cost less. Or even if you want to get one from Fender or from Squier, which is Fender. A lot of Squier Stratocasters are pretty affordable. And you're getting a Fender, and a lot of the Squiers are as good or better than a lot of the Fenders. I mean, that's not just something people say. Squier makes really good stuff. And they're inexpensive. So if you're looking to get a Strat, I'll put some links to these below. And here at the end, when my end screen comes up, there's a reviews playlist. If you want to see my full review on each of these guitars, you can bring up the playlist and just scroll down excuse me, scroll down through it and find where I do a review on each of these. It might give you a better idea of if you want to buy this Strat or that Strat. But hey man, it's always good to have a Strat in the collection, right? Those are the standard ones, the Stratocaster and the Les Paul. Those are the two that everybody pictures when they think of electric guitar. So there you go. I will see you guys in the next video, okay? I hope you like this one. Subscribe to my channel. Listen to my songs. Check out some of my other stuff. And I'll see you next time. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.